Today is December 12th, January 12th. I'm a noodle. I said it before the show. I'm a noodle. I haven't left the house. I don't know why I'm getting sick. I've been sheltered in my house, but I'm really noodly, and that just showed right off the bat. January 12th, rundown. Let's start with this jacket. I got banned on Twitter, which is a joke. That's an absolute joke. But
I'm still not so sure. I feel like you called Twitter and had them ban you or something. Because there are porn stars with fucking like naked dicks right in their fucking avatar. They don't get banned.
Listen.
All of a sudden, Portnoy gets banned for being too sexual. It's all part of the fucking plot.
It's not part of the plot. It's because stoolies probably always are fucking flagging everything I do. And you know what? People love the bad boy. I love it. The second I'm not getting banned, that's when we have a problem.
Exactly.
I love it.
That's the point. That's Kevin's point. You're talking exactly to Kevin's point.
Yeah, but I didn't do it. I woke up. I didn't even know what the fuck happened. I thought it was a mistake. I thought Tegan came at me. Point is this. You know what? I showed up in the office. Starters had sent me this jacket. That's how you do business. That's how you make friends with the bad boy. You don't fucking ban him. Seriously, if Twitter keeps dropping in stock, I'm going to own that fucking company, and I'm going to go find out. It's like when George shows up at the Ross's store, and he's like, tells the guys, like, I'm going to own this place pretty soon. That's what it's going to be Twitter. I'm going to find everybody, I'm going to fire everybody. Anyways, let's get to the stuff. Thank you, Starter. This jacket's fire. I just happen to be wearing my gym shirt. Can you see this? Everything's coming up page views. I fucking love it.
I missed the size 150 point gym letters until you stood right in front of our face.
Dez Bryant. Let's start in the NFL with the call everybody's making. The Dez Bryant play. What do you guys got? I haven't really seen either of you guys are doing your radio show. By the way, another thing, KFC. Who the fuck made that sign for KFC Radio? The Bud Light sign, may be brought to you by an inch of Bud. That would never go down on my look. I would have taken that sign out and probably pissed on it. It's our show. You sponsor it, not vice versa. Hey, get a shot of this sign. I saw it. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's Bud Light in size 3,000 bold font, and I needed binoculars to see Barstool. What the fuck?
They fucked that up. They said that they're like poster guy. The way we talk about our guys, they were like, yeah, our poster guy was out, so we had a backup do it, and they fucked it up. And I was like, all right, whatever, with your giant fucking Bud Light letters.
I mean, it was unbelievable. Anyways, Dez Bryant call. What do you got on it?
People keep saying not a bad call, it's a bad rule. I think it's both. I think it's a terrible rule, and I think it was a bad call on the field. I just don't really fucking care because it was the Cowboys. Like they got screwed. I think it was terrible all around. I think anytime you're debating things and the words like complete the process and football move, anytime we start talking like that, someone's getting fucked. I just don't care because it happened to be the Cowboys. They got by on a bad call last week, and when bad things happen to them, it makes me happy. So it was shitty and they got jobbed, but I don't care.
I didn't know you hate the Cowboys so much. Big Cat.
It's a bad rule. If people remember, it's the Calvin Johnson rule, which my selective memory thought that the Calvin Johnson play was like a little bit more cut and dry, that he didn't complete the pass, but that one he completed too. It's just a bad rule. It's a bad rule, and what it leaves the ref up to deciding is whether he was reaching for the goal line or not, and that's the human element. And I think anyone with a brain realizes that he caught the ball, but under the rule, I can understand how the ref made that call. And it was the same ref that did the Calvin Johnson play. So at least you can yell about consistency all you want, but that ref, Gene Steratore, has been consistent. And he's called both of those plays exactly by the book, that you have to finish the process. I still think it was a catch. It's a bad rule.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I actually, and this may sound weird, I have more of a problem with this call than I did with the Calvin Johnson call. And here's first, and I agree it's a bad rule, sort of, but I'm not sure how else you do it. Like, I was trying to think, how else can you word it that's going to make it better? Because there's so many, this happens time to time, but there's so many plays where they go to the ground, the ball comes loose, and they're not. So I don't know how you word it any differently. The Calvin Johnson's like a once in a million. Here's why I think this was a mistake, and Mike Pereira said it after the game. He said he was stretching for the goal line, but in his opinion, it wasn't enough of a stretch. And to me, you can argue that all day, and that's where it's not supposed to be reversed because it's not 1,000% conclusive. He conclusively is saying he didn't stretch for the goal line. I think he conclusively stretched for the goal line, which is a football play, so the rule should have kept that a touchdown for me.
Also, I think this hasn't been mentioned, and it should be. Dez Bryant had a lack of football awareness in the play. You got to just make the catch. That's a first and goal situation. I don't care what you do. You have to understand the play, the time, where you're at in the game. That's fourth down. You have to do everything in your human ability to just get that catch in and not leave it at all up to doubt or up to the referees.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is that he tucked it and then he went back. That's why it's a football move. I actually tweeted this maybe like 3 weeks ago, and I can't tweet anymore. But if, and all our idiot stoolies came at me, I said I would cut anybody who reaches for the goal line on first and goal from inside the one. Because you fumble all the time. Like, people slap at it, and you have 3 other shots. The only time you ever should reach for the goal line is on fourth and goal, because you always have another shot, and there's so many turnovers when guys just reach it out with 1 or 2. I mean, there was no one there. It's instinct, but I agree. You don't reach for the goal line there. But he clearly had it. He clearly repositioned.
I think he clearly did everything in his power to secure that ball, and then went the extra mile. I don't think there was ever a doubt that he secured it.
That exactly, and that's why I don't know how you overturn it, because he caught it and then he changed it to go for the goal line. That's a football move, and the rule says that's a football move.
Also, the people that should be really upset are people that bet the over, because let's be honest, the way the Packers were moving the ball, they're going to probably win the game anyway. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is going to go down and score. There have been 3 minutes left. Do you
think they were kicking a field goal if they didn't get that? If that was an incomplete pass, were they kicking a field goal there?
Which one?
The Packers to end the game. That was an all-time decision being set up. The line was 5. It was a 53-yard field goal. I mean, yeah. I was betting. I had the Cowboys, so I was psyched. Next up, maybe one of the best games that these guys have had the privilege of watching. And I posted this Vine after the game of my, and Pats fans loved it. Some didn't. Most people hated it. It was really but Flacco! Cool Joe! Flacco! Cool Joe! My Flacco Cool Joe Vine. I just want to let you guys know that was the most authentic emotion like I've had in 10 years. I didn't know what to do. I was by myself watching the game. I was just overcome with absolute joy. Like, that's what it feels like to have a team. And hand to God, I thought they were going to lose. When the Ravens converted that fourth down, I was like, they're going to lose this game. It's going to be horrific. I'm going to have to bury myself in a wall of depression. And then Cool Joe just makes such a stupid mistake, reveals his true colors, and it was just pure joy. And I don't care what you say. People say I'm being cocky. The Colts stink. They have absolutely no chance to beat us this weekend. So we're on to the Super Bowl, and it's going to be a great game. The Packers have no chance to beat Seattle without a healthy Rodgers. No chance. So it's going to be Seattle game for the ages. KFC, I kept tweeting that Vine at you. I want you to watch it. You said you were blacked out. I just wanted you to see it. I want you to see what joy, what football can bring to a man's life.
I thankfully I was pretty black. I was pretty drunk by the time all that Portnoy shenanigans was going down, and thank God I was. But I do, even despite how drunk I was, I have a flash of your fucking ugly mug and that hideous voice of yours and the laugh and it just makes my skin crawl thinking about it. The fact that you guys are just penciling yourself into the Super Bowl the cockiness is at an all-time high. You guys are being you are absolutely the biggest cocksuckers in all of sports, and you have a right to be. But you've been the cockiest dicks forever. This is now taking it to the next level, where you're just bypassing the whole fucking AFC Championship game. And I know the Colts are not the greatest team, but Andrew Luck is a fucking bona fide stud. To just look past him, You're sickening. You're disgusting, all of you.
You really think the Colts have any chance to win this game?
I don't, but I would never openly look past it and be as big of a fucking bunch of dicks as you guys are being about it.
Big Cat?
Well, all right, couple things. You calling the game an instant classic, it was. But you never would have said that if the Ravens won.
Yeah,
you fucking know that. You know that.
I quit football. I mean, I know the Giants, the helmet catch, that was an instant classic, but I choose, obviously, I don't want to torture me. I'm not walking into ISIS and being like, torture me. You know, that's part of it.
If I was a Ravens fan, I would be furious with you just dancing that around in everyone's face. Like, oh, you just gotta love that game no matter who you root for. Like, that's the worst. 2, Joe Flacco. That play, obviously, that was a bad throw. I actually thought Torrey Smith fucked up. Like, you have to make a play on the ball there to stop that interception. He was in the perfect position to do it. Joe Flacco played out of his mind. He was unbelievable. He outplayed Brady. He was perfect. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Well, look at their numbers.
Yeah, I mean, 2 interceptions. That's a huge 2 versus 1 is huge.
Okay, but the last one is, the
last one was a horrible pass. You can't blame that on wide receiver.
Brady's interception was maybe the worst interception I've seen in the playoffs so
far. Terrible interception. He missed some guys early in the game, too. But Flacco had 2 major interceptions in the second half.
As for the Colts, obviously they're a long shot, but you can't. I mean, it's any given Sunday. Who knows? Andrew Luck definitely is now at that point of his career where he can pull something out of his ass.
I mean, I bet on the Broncos, and that's shame on me. It's one of those. I mean, Peyton, he's looked bad. I mean, that's as bad as you can possibly look. If there was a win, the ball would have started going backwards on his ass. The Colts, I mean, we've played the last 3 times. We beat them by 20 points plus every time. Makes you a little nervous, but Sunday night, it's going to be fucking freezing. They're a dome team. I like Andrew Luck. They have no chance to win this game.
Why is the line only 7 then?
I have no idea. That's a weird line to me. But
they know.
No, they don't know. It's people, the momentum. You see them beat the Broncos. That's what it is. They beat the Broncos. They have no chance. And yeah, I'm cocky and all that. And people are going to be like, oh, Prez, don't jinx, don't do this. Listen, I bought my Super Bowl non-refundable packages 2 months ago, homie. Doesn't look like that's jinxing shit. I'm booking parties. I'm booking party buses. I'm booking golf tickets. I'm talking to PGA guys are going to have Viva stool on a caddy. Everything is coming up page views. So I don't want to hear any Patriot fans being like, you jinxed them. I guarantee every season we'll be in the AFC Championship game, and we are. And the Colts, I don't hate the Colts anymore, but they don't belong on the same field with us. Speaking
wait. One more point about that game. Harbaugh and the Ravens crying about deception is just nauseating.
That's
like,
sad.
yeah, no fucking kidding, dude. I'm trying to deceive you. I'm trying to step on your face. I'm trying to win the game. We're not here to fucking. That was the biggest crybaby Bush League move ever.
I'm waiting for him to be like, they deceived us when Edelman threw that pass.
Right.
It's a trick.
Used the hard count. That was deception. I mean, the whole fucking game is about deceiving your opponent.
I know what you're gonna say. Edelman shirts.
Yeah, Rear Ad tweeted that. I saw it on my timeline last night. Edelman pulled the page views. He had shirts up of that pass within 5 hours.
Yeah, he must have a side company doing it, and he wears it. Edelman's got a grudge against us.
I was half expecting you to just make the same shirt, maybe change a color and throw it up.
I was thinking, I would never make a shirt of that play. So, but it's not beyond me. Like Edelman, you want.
You'd probably make a shirt of Gronkowski's ass.
I thought about it. Honestly, Edelman wants I'm a huge Edelman guy. I'm a Pats fan, but if he wants to play in the mud and make T-shirts with me, I'm hoping on Media Day. If I get to Media Day, I'll definitely wear that underneath something and then be like, what the fuck, dude? Or just put my logo on it and show it to him. Peyton Manning, I guess we talked about it. I mean, he's got to be done, maybe not. Where do you guys put him now? I mean, the stats that were coming out after this game, 9 one-and-dones, he was favored in all of them. The most losses, most injuries. I mean, where do you put this guy in the pantheon of all-time greats when he has been a miserable playoff quarterback? Big Cat?
Well, he's still an all-time great. He's still, if you had to pick 5 quarterbacks, he'd be in that list. He'd be top 5 quarterback of all time. Now, obviously, if he retires, the conversation between, Peyton and Brady and Joe Montana, he's not in that, top 3, top 2 list. I do think he has to retire, though. That was sad. That was really, really sad. I know he had a torn quad, but his regression started before that injury. And people are like, oh, yeah, well, he was injured. Well, shouldn't that be a little bit of a concern that he got injured on, a pretty simple block in San Diego?
We're not talking about, a freak injury to someone in their prime. This guy tore his quad because he's 38 years old, and he's breaking down now. So it's still a negative against him.
And more than anything, if you look at the Broncos, they basically built this team for the 3-year window that Peyton would have left, and it's over, and they're going to lose a lot of talent. They can franchise guys, they can sign guys, but Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas, Wes Welker, Terrence Knighton, Orlando Franklin, they got a lot of talent that's going to be unrestricted free agents. So, I don't know. If I were him, I'd probably retire.
Terrence Knighton's quote of he guaranteed a Super Bowl victory even if they had to come into New England and beat us did not pan out well for him.
It'd be great if he showed up on Sunday.
KFC, you got anything on him?
I would hang him up. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to go put yourself through that all again just to most likely lose again in the playoffs and just further tarnish your legacy. As far as where I put him all time, I still think what he did is incredible. I mean, in a league where there's constant turnover and a ton of parity, to have that much success and to consistently be in the playoffs that often is invaluable. Coming from a guy who's rooting for Brady, I see why you shit all over him. But coming from me, I would take a guy like that who gives me sustained success for 10, 12, 15 years, and I'll roll the dice in the playoffs all the fucking time. So yeah. I still think it's an incredible feat what he did with his career.
Yeah, he's a second level. He's not one of the all-time greats. It can't be with his playoff record. You just can't be. You can't lose as a favorite 9 or 10 times in one-and-done situations in the playoffs. He's second. You got the Montanas. You got Brady. You got to put Marino down second because he never won it. And that's kind of – Elway's won. Elway's on that top. But that's how it goes. And, by the way, quickly, I tweeted this to you too, KFC. The Jets may be in better shape than the Broncos. The Broncos went – for that 3-year window. And by the way, all the people who hate the Patriots would always be like, why aren't they doing this? Brady has a window. They're not keeping up. That's the beauty of this guy. This is my friend Bill. We are positioned for 6. Even when Brady goes, I love this guy we got in the wings, Garoppolo. We aren't going anywhere for 20 years. It's great. National championship tonight. Big Cat, I think we're going to be on the same here. What do you got?
Ohio State. Under. Under, I have, it's
73?
Yeah, something crazy. I have flashbacks of going max bet over in whatever.
Texas, USC.
No, 2010, Oregon, Auburn. And I was like, oh my God, Cam Newton, Oregon's offense, this. Now, obviously, it isn't a 60-day layoff like they used to have. But I think that this will be a little bit of a slower start. Maybe hit the first half under as well, and you can get out of it at halftime if you need to.
KFC, do you even watch this game? What will you be
doing? No, I watch it. I'm just not on the level. I don't gamble, and the rest of college football doesn't intrigue me the same way. So I'll watch it. I'll have a few beers, but it's meaningless to me.
If this was a pick'em, I would take Ohio State. I think they're going to win the game. I don't understand the line at all. As a Michigan guy, I haven't decided, barring me betting, which if I bet the whole week, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm even again. Smoke Show City, by the way. He stinks. I haven't decided. If I don't bet, I don't know who I'm rooting for as a Michigan fan.
That's a tough one. If I were in your shoes, I probably wouldn't root for Ohio State because I feel like the Big Ten finally kind of proved themselves a little bit this year, so we've done enough.
That's how I feel. And I feel like with Harbaugh, we're going to get our own, and I don't want to necessarily have Urban have one. I want to get us one before him. So I think I'm rooting against them unless I bet on him. I don't know. Rex Ryan, this was surprising to me.
Yeah, no fucking kidding. This is ridiculous.
He's going next door. Is he even selling his house? Probably not.
I don't know what the fuck the Bills are thinking. I mean, It's the same exact situation as the Jets. It's a team with no quarterback, no offense, pretty good defense, and they're in the AFC East. He's doing the same exact thing. Why Buffalo thinks this is going to work is fucking crazy, and they don't have a first-round pick. I get why Rex is just like, sign me up. I think he was just pumped to have an offer in general. I feel like the Falcons were probably really never going to materialize, right? It wasn't like he was the one picking.
It sounded like the Falcons were dragging their feet a little bit, and then he went to Buffalo, and they wooed him right on the spot. I think his dad lives in Buffalo now too. And
I'm telling you, man, it just goes to show the power of like personality and like your whole aura and being good with the media. I mean, this guy stunk his past few years, and they just handed him another deal without hesitation for $27.5 million. It's ridiculous.
He's gonna torture you. You know that. Like, he's gonna come in he's gonna beat the Jets twice a year, every year for the next decade.
If it was like, even if it was the Dolphins, it's just the fact that it's the Bills. I don't see it being as bad as you're making it out to be.
I will say, for being like the worst franchise in sports, the Jets managed to keep themselves in the headlines and like games you want to watch, even though they're just horrific.
That's what we do best. Headlines, man.
I cannot believe he must have just saw the defense, and like he'll show up to like the first day of OTAs and be like, all right, who's our quarterback? And they're like, oh, it's actually EJ Manuel. And it's like, that's the exact same guy as Geno Smith. Like, literally the exact same guy.
Same.
They'll be like, seriously, though.
It'll be Sanchez. They should have a reunion up there.
This also broke while you guys are doing your KFC radio spectacular. And I called this. Bieber, we have an apology. The website, breatheheavy.com, has come out. They dedicated their entire front page to Bieber, groveling on their knees to King Big Dick, saying, yes, we altered these photos. It was wrong, and we apologize. They had a quote from his security guard that says something to the effect, trust me, it's awkward saying this, but he's well endowed. I don't even know if you guys want to comment on it, but it's something. I'm still getting tweets like, oh, did you see Bieber's tiny little dick? No, you saw a Photoshop from a website that would never have the wherewithal to get the real photos. Anybody have, you guys just want to apologize?
I made my official apology on Twitter to you today. So
yeah. I can read that. That's weird how I can still get my notifications. I just can't reply, which is actually like a Chinese torture chamber. Like, I can see people talking at me and I can't reply.
Also, I just want to say that it is, when you take this all out of context, when you kind of like extrapolate what this conversation is, you are basically puffing your chest out and saying, I told you so, about another man's penis size.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to like take a step back.
My main thesis beyond that was that this breatheheavy.com was not going to be the ones breaking real
good
photos.
Job by them, though. I mean, it's a snake move, but everyone knows breatheheavy.com now. You know what I mean?
I saw through it. I knew. I was like, who are these guys?
It's more of the Portnoy Satan deal. It just extends beyond sports. It goes to Bieber. You're just sickening. You make me sick.
Pantsless Dance, I guess, is now like a national fucking thing where people ride the subway without pants on. One of my least favorite events of the year. I hate this fucking shit. This guy doing this Pantsless Dance, was this in New York? Who the fuck is this guy? It was funny.
I don't know.
But
I hate it too. I think it's one of the stupidest little traditions. It's always ugly people. It's never really funny. But this dude had me laughing. This is the first time I liked it. He had his like weird lumpy dick and balls in his Fruit of the Loom tighty whities. He was doing like the Rikishi squat dance, and he was just having a blast. I don't know. There's got to be something wrong with that guy. Got to be a screw loose. But he was dancing with a sexy chick in booty shorts. I got to tip my cap to him.
Big Cat?
That guy, he's like, I couldn't take my eyes off, which I guess is the biggest compliment you give, because he's gross outside of that dance. He's like a disgusting human being that would make you want to puke if you even came close to him. But him doing that dance, I was entranced. And you know that he only cared about the dance. He wasn't even trying to get near the chick. He was just trying to fucking dance.
Yep. No, agree on all accounts. It was, I mean, the fact we're talking about the Pantsless Dance bothers me, but it was worth it. This weekend, well, again, you guys were doing the grand spectacular show. Sneaky had a ton of very funny vines, quick hitters. So there's 3 that have to be revisited because they were all hilarious. So rank them in your favorite to least favorite. This is one of the toughest things we've ever had. The LSU girl, who I'm not quite sure what the chant was. I thought she was saying LSU at first and then bitch, but she must be like some other chant for LSU.
They were chanting tigers. They were spelling out tigers, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Awesome. This girl has taken the internet by storm. The ref cramping is hilarious, and then he falls down. Never seen that. And then Hannah Storm with the karate chop of the makeup lady. So we'll start with you, Big Cat. What's your favorite?
I mean, this honestly is, each one I love. Each one is number one in my heart, which makes no sense, but it's the truth. If I have to go gun to my head, I'm going in reverse order. 3, Hannah Storm. I loved it. It was great. It was such a, oh, God, it was perfect. But I have to rank these. 2, the white chick. I'm scared of her. She, legitimately scared. A vine, that's when you know you're good. When a 6-second vine, can send shivers down my spine. And 1, the ref. Not the cramp when he's running, but when he's standing perfectly still. And we always say sniper, but that literally looked like someone shot him with a blow dart from the stands.
KFC?
I agree, Hannah Storm, number 3, which, again, it's upsetting to make someone come in last place when it's that good of a vine. I'm flip-flopping, though. I got to go LSU chick number 1, strictly because she was just, that was just her. She had no idea she was on TV. She has no idea she's going to be this Vine sensation. That was just pure thug life, LSU, diehard bitch shit. And a commenter, I got to give it up to him, said it looked just like Darlene from Roseanne, which was spot on. So, and that bitch at the end, that's number 1 for me. The ref was incredible. I didn't think we were going to top the ref getting knocked out on the tip a few months ago, but the sniper in this one might be the ref Vine of the year.
Yeah, I will put Hannah Storm 3 as well, and I loved it as well. I will say she was right. They were live. I don't know what that the makeup person, if she didn't slap her out of the way, she's putting makeup on in a live shot. So I don't know what's doing your clip, Big Cat, of putting in Chris Berman when he's, why are you running around? Everyone's running around.
Can't everybody stop for 10 minutes? I mean, everybody seems that's the only, everybody can we stick, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's not that much to ask. Is that when everybody has to move when I'm trying to concentrate? Jesus.
And you guys thought I was a pain.
Sunken under the kid. What the fuck do they think I'm doing? I actually can't believe what I just saw.
Not now.
It's like no one here has worked on TV before.
That was perfect for that, because that's really what was happening. It's like we're going live. You're doing this now.
2 hours. You got 2 hours to do a rewind. You got to start running around 4 seconds before. Berman is such a dick.
It was great. I guess my number 1 is the LSU chick. Again, just so turnt. Is that how the kids say it? Did I say it right? Turnt. She was just so friggin' turnt. I can't even imagine being at Death Valley. This is a basketball game. LSU's not even that good at basketball. You get this chick in Death Valley with Alabama in town. I won't want to be near her. And before she knew she was famous, even her Twitter handle was the most diehard LSU fan ever. Yeah, you are. And so that's my number 1. Great weekend of stuff. And tonight, great week of football, really. We got the national championship, and then obviously the big games this weekend. That's the rundown.
I got a question to start the after show.
Yeah.
What's up with your Celtics writer thinking that Doc Rivers is still the coach?
A lot of people, I came in and I asked Hank about that. Someone also said, Hank, you went to New York with only a T-shirt or something?
Oh, we can talk about that too. Yeah, but let's get this. I need to understand the explanation of
He
this.
sort of
Austin
explained.
Rivers he's getting traded to the Clippers. So I said, why would Austin Rivers want to play for his dad? I thought it was weird. And someone was like, dude, Doc Rivers isn't the coach of the Celtics. And I was joking and was like, oh shit. I
thought the Celtics traded for.
But he's not going to play. They're getting rid of him. He's not going to play.
He didn't really clarify that. That's where he misled people. It's because I think his title said the Celtics trade for Austin Rivers, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? I guess, and he actually knows more about this than me. I guess they're going to trade. They're instantly going to move him to L.A.
But did you say that, Hank?
I don't think he did.
Not on Twitter.
Did you say it in the blog?
No.
So you set it up here.
After.
Your head, it all made sense.
What do you mean you found it out after?
I wrote the blog and then I was looking up more stuff and they're like, he's not going to play.
So you tweeted about. You didn't write any of that in the blog. You didn't write anything about not wanting to play for your dad in the blog.
No.
Made a joke that no one would be able to get.
Well, I retweeted some tweets that they saw on my Twitter. They would see what I was talking about.
That's a wild. Yeah, you put everyone in a blender this morning on a Monday morning. And then Hank, he showed up with just a t-shirt, with just a long sleeve shirt. He did think that New York City was north of Boston.
What?
Hank?
Hank.
Is that true?
Hank. Henry.
He was so disappointed.
Henry. Come on, man.
Hank napped the whole way home yesterday, and then he woke up. We woke him up to ask him how to get to his house off the highway. And when we woke him up, he was shocked to find out that we were on 95 North. He was like, "Why are we coming from this way? Well, New York's north of Boston."
Oh, I just woke up. That was just my natural first reaction.
I mean,
There are parts of New York that are north.
yeah. I'm trying to get on your level a little bit.
Wait a minute. No. We're not gonna coddle this kind of behavior here at Barstool. We're not gonna give a guy a
you
free
thought
pass
you went
thinking
through
New York
Maine
City.
to get to New York, or
No, I just was just thinking out loud, and when I think of a map, a lot of New York is north of Massachusetts, so I just assumed.
thinking out loud? That's probably going to lead to a lot of really,
just woken up.
crazy shit. You just start talking out loud like Homer.
No, I
You just think
woken
out
up.
loud?
I had just woken up. I was like, oh, thought we were north, not south.
What is going on now with Hankenstein? Is the thrill ride really training you?
Yeah, we're gonna make some videos this week.
That's going to be amazing.
That's going to be incredible.
Yesterday when I was watching the Golden Globes, I said I wished, that Barstool had, there was a blogger award show where it wasn't rigged because we'd win and NWO music would be our walk-up music. I just had this image of Hankenstein walking up with NWO music playing to collect an award. It's laugh out loud funny in my mind. All disproportionate, muscles coming out. Muscle, super muscly on one side, skinny on the other, and just Hankensteining up for the award. I don't know, Hank. It's going to be interesting. First of all, I think he's going to, ruin you. I bet he's one of those, crazy, when you want to stop working out, he's not going to let you. He's going to be 100 more reps.
Probably.
You want to get in on that? I mean,
That sounds terrible.
once you start, you can't stop. And he won't. He's gonna kill you if you try to stop.
At all costs.
I don't think you're an all cost guy, Hank. None of us are actually. Especially not in this sense.
No, it should be an interesting thing to see how it play out. And so your show went well?
Yeah.
That line is that you showed outside. First of all, I love people tweeting a lot of girls there. That's the Stoolies' number one, you think there's a lot of girls at a fucking radio show at 12 in a bar?
And I mean, come on. You can't say a lot of girls there when you come with 7 of your friends, your dude friends.
It's not a girl event.
Yeah,
Just-
I mean, listen, if you're gonna show up to the bar, like you said, in the middle of the afternoon to listen to a Barstool radio show, and you think like there's gonna be pussy falling from the rafters, and you're gonna get fucked on the spot, you're doing it backwards.
It's like going to play poker at like noon at like a 2-4 table at Fox's, being like, a lot of girls here. Like, yeah, you're in the poker room at Foxwoods.
There's actually like more than I thought there was gonna be, Dan.
Yeah, there were like 3 or 4 pockets of like 3 or 4 girls. They stuck close together. They were like they like moved as a pack. The packs of girls like moved around the bar.
Yeah, that's impressive that there were people there to watch it, I guess.
Yeah, and actually, it was too many. It was like you couldn't really even like listen to us, kind of, because there was just so many people boozing and kind of getting the party started that I don't even know.
Did you have it like on speaker?
Yeah, like it was. So we did it like leading up to the kickoff. So we did it from like 2:30 or 3 to 4 o'clock, and you know, in the beginning, people listening, but you start to get a couple shots, you're getting some beers, you start talking. It almost got too loud.
The problem was the speaker in the back wasn't great, so then people in the back start talking, and then the people, you know, close to them can't hear, so it just kind of waves up. But
did you and like Charlie Wisco almost get in a fight?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. I said that someone might try to punch him.
Because he was tweeting when I was still on Twitter like nonstop that you kept blaming like crowd noise on him.
Oh yeah, he was talking like louder than anyone I've ever heard talk. He and Hank.
Charlie has the loudest voice in the world. He was louder than us and we had microphones.
Yeah, he and Hank. I had to make Hank stand next to us because people just wanted to talk to Hank while we were trying to have the show.
How about this fucking idiot Wisco? He's outside, standing next to the bouncer, and someone was like, "Hey Charlie, like, how old are you?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm 19." And they were like, "Get the fuck out! You can't come back in now." You can't tell the bouncer you're under 21, you dick.
These kids nowadays, it's just there's no common sense. There's no brains.
They don't know geography. They don't know where they are, what time it is, how old they are.
Hank, who do you have in the title game tonight? Ohio State. Everyone's on Ohio State. That makes me a little nervous, even though the public actually is on Oregon, so that makes no sense. All right. Well, that's the rundown, unless you guys got anything else.
Yeah.
No.
Hank, can we take this rundown out with that vine of me and Flacco? All right. Thanks. Flacco! Cool toe! Flacco! Cool toe!
We've got to watch it again.
I have watched
You love this Vine, huh? You really think this Vine is like Vine of the Year?
I've watched it like 1,000 times because it just makes me like happy to know that I'm a miserable guy. I can be that happy in my life.
It's like you're looking, you don't even remember that you were that happy. You have to remind yourself that you
It's
can't.
like I literally just jumped up. There's a couple. Is this still going?
Yeah, you get all the money.
There's a couple games in KFC. I don't know if you've ever had these games.
I was just about to say, the fact that you just called yourself a miserable person, imagine if you were me. You would have killed yourself.
There's what I call like stand-up games, where it's like you're off your couch and you're on your knees, you're standing. Every play, you're just like, come on. It was Michigan Final Four a couple years ago, Patriots games, and when you win, and it's just like, that's what it was. The second they caught, I didn't know what to do. I was like beside myself with joy. So I just grabbed it, did it, and it's like I blacked out. I didn't even know I did it till like 5 minutes later I looked. I'm like, oh, what a vine. Like it was just euphoria. And one day, KFC, maybe one of your teams will get to that moment.
I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, I don't believe that'll ever happen for me.
Neither of us can get a coach. Gary Kubiak was like, oh, no, I've already had my turn. I'll just keep being the offensive coordinator of the Ravens.
You had it, though, with the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not...
Yeah, it's the moments where you're just, like, clenched the whole time.
Right.
And then it's just, it's almost like a release when it ends.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Holy shit, it actually ended the way, you know. But the Bears and the Jets, literally, the fact that Gary Kubiak said, I'd rather just be an offensive coordinator than a head coach, is just
That's-
so sad.
That's Jay
You're
Cutler.
having trouble.
That's fucking Cutler. No one
I
wants.
know why the Jets are having problems. I get it. I wouldn't probably want to be with this organization either. But the fact that the Chicago Bears
It's
are
Cutler.
having trouble is fucking.
It's Cutler.
Cutler, it's the management structure that
I
they have
hear that. But like,
who's calling the shots. So
I get that it's not ideal, but it's still the Chicago Bears. I mean, for a coordinator to go turning down,
But that
because it's not a perfect situation is a little crazy.
that's Kubiak. You're almost better off not if you don't like Cutler and you don't think Cutler can win. You're almost better off not having a court because you're stuck with him basically.
Yeah.
So,
right, you better waiting another go around and see if you can get a turn somewhere else.
Right. All right.
That's
Hey, run that Vine to end the second part of this rundown again. So two times.